And we're back for another episode. In this episode we're going to be doing the level 80 tank roll quest. And as always, hello from Mithrie. So, we hit level 80. Woo, finally. And we are here at 22-4 in Ilmeg. We have to finish off this level 80 tank roll quest before we can carry on the main story. So, the time has come. So for future reference, you need to have done the level 80 tank roll quest by the time you get to the quest Light of Inspiration. So the quest is called To Have Loved and Lost. Soul is eager to hear what grandson has to say. So, grandson, I have given you ample time to consider the path that has brought you here, and where it invariably leads all who walk it. I didn't know what to do after I lost Melinda, how to mourn her or how to live. I felt that if I put it all on Dakosin, put my everything into the hunt, that at least I wouldn't have to think about myself or what comes next. I wanted to hollow myself out and fill up that hole with hate, forget who I was, and irony of ironies, that's just what the poor bastard tried to do to himself a century ago too, isn't it? Hard men making hard choices, what rot. So hold on to Melinda and the memories you shared, let that love guide you. Think not of Dakosin, but Brandon. Grant him peace, and you will find your own. Okay, let's select that option. Maybe. Still, that thing's no more than a mindless eater. Nothing it can say or do to make it right. So I'll finish the hunt, for Melinda and for Brandon, and then I'll move on. Move on, you say? I can't live off hate. Shouldn't have made it this far, frankly. And the more I try to reach for it, the more I find sorrow and pity. Curse not fate, but mourn her victims. Remember the dead as they lived. Something like that. I reckon Mithrie would agree. And Melinda, if she were here, would probably slap me a dozen times and call me a bloody fool for acting the way I have. Or maybe you've been thinking about doing that in her stead, eh? Apologies for treating you with such disrespect before, Soul. I'd like to claim I finally understand what you've been trying to tell me all this time, but I'm still getting my head around it. Recognizing your faults is the first and most important step. I will tell you what I know of the claws of Orpheus. The ring, together with the bracelet and choker, were 3 relics passed down through the royal family over generations, signifying the owner's right to rule. Princess Soldia was the last of her line, and after her death they were stored in a sanctuary for safekeeping. However, a year ago, a band of thieves learned of its existence. The ones who stole the fangs and eyes of Orpheus? Yes, the relics were concealed with magical wards. I can only presume that once they were spirited away, Dakosin was then able to sense their presence. Even in death, a slave to duty, you said. You think he pursued the thieves out of an instinctive loyalty to his princess? That I do. After all, he was content to leave them be as long as they remained hidden. Only 2 or 3 were taken. Then the 3rd is still... Claim the claws of Orpheus and he will surely come for you, yes. Tim Gaius is where you must go. Once you arrive at the place I marked on your map, cast this powder into the air. The glamour will fade and you will see the chest with the ring. The rest is up to you. Thank you, Soul. I promise we will bring your friend peace. With me, sinner. And may you find peace as well, child. Okay, so we need to go... Well, we have to go quite far. So once we get there, we will continue. Okay, so we made it all the way here to 520, and it seems we have a fight on our hands. So let's see what we need to do. So let us use this. It says mushroom powder, a small satchel containing a fine powder comprised mainly of ground mushroom and enchanted with Numo's magics, useful for dispelling all manner of illusions, save for the ones under which we choose to labor. Whatever. Okay. Sometimes I read this stuff and I don't even know what it means. So commence battle to have loved and lost. You'll be synced to level 80. Obviously this is a future-proof message. You toss the powder into the air, and as it slowly settles to the earth as twinkling motes of light, a coffer begins to take shape. Uh-oh. Is that a mimic? I guess we will find out. Or is this the treasure that we've been looking for? Ding. So what's this? It's a Horcrux, Hallie. Sorry. Copyright. This must be the claws of Orphus. I have noticed a lot of similarities with Harry Potter in this expansion, randomly. All that's left is to decide when and where we want to confront the Eater. Ah, there he is. What's up? So, or we could just deal with it here and now. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. So, hey there, old man. I don't know you, and you don't know me. But I know your story. I know this isn't you. And I know that if Lady Isolde was here, she'd say the same thing. It will all be over soon, I promise you. Okay, so we have a fight on our hands. Yay! Fight! Woo! I mean, this is what we've been waiting for a very long time. We can finally confront him. Now, it's kind of different for Paladin, because Paladins can self-heal. So in theory, I could do this forever. Especially because my combo restores MP, and then I can spend the MP to heal. So as long as I don't take too much damage, then I can do it forever. My point is, I wonder what it's like for other tanks that do this. Like what it's like for a Gunbreaker or a Dark Knight or a Warrior. I haven't checked or seen how much self-healing they have compared to Paladin. But I guess that's why all these fights come with a an NPC, like throw the occasional heal on you or something. Wow, I wonder what that orb is for. Okay. Ow. Let me heal grandson. Wow. Constant ability, so I constantly have to move around. I do wonder, like I said, how this will end. Is he going to die, or are we going to somehow spare him? Given how the rest of Shadowbringers has gone, it seems obvious that he's actually going to die. but we shall grant him peace. And tell me in the comments down below, like, what have you thought of this idea of the role quests rather than individual class quests? I think it's an interesting idea. I can see the reason why. There'll be too many classes in the game for them to do individual quests for. Ow. So like I said, with Paladin there's so much more leeway. Because I just managed to full heal myself. Okay, so we're about halfway there. I think that's the sort of difference when it comes to tank fights, because tanks just don't do that much DPS. So it's more of a game of survival than DPS. Though I do wonder how long it's going to take to do this as a healer, and which healer I should do it as. Okay, here we go. Oh, okay. So maybe it was actually supposed to absorb. Hit the NPC, not me, but whoops. Now, the reason Clemency is really good is because not only does it heal the target, but it also heals you. So it's a very great supporting role. So I should really prioritize all of my heals on Grandson, because I'll be healing myself anyway. I do like that they added shoulder tackle to Paladin finally. We finally have a gap closer. Okay, let's go. There we go. I'm assuming if the NPC dies, its duty failed. Wow, come on. It's like the NPC is trying to die on purpose or something. It's just standing in all the AoEs. And it's almost like the boss is trying to win the fight. It's crazy. But it's also the feeling I get in this, because like my favorite Avenger is Captain America. It's like I like the idea of, you know, I could do this all day. Because as a paladin you really can. I've got my trusty shield. So that's what is that is confirmed then. Captain America is a paladin. Okay, so anyway, let's carry on. Almost there. Oh, come on. I mean, I would have finished the fight probably 5 minutes ago if it wasn't for the constant running around. Okay, nearly there. Last sort of 10% of his health to go. Okay. 4% to go. I'm assuming that ability was the if you don't finish the fight now, you die ability. Okay, so we're finally there. So let's see how this ends. So, damn Eater, let him go. He's not your bloody puppet. Rip. Finally. You watching, Melinda? I mean, the graphics are really good. I like the game and so on. But these ground textures, they really have ruined a lot of the cutscenes in terms of quality. I wish they could be, like, way nicer. I think Yoshi P feels the same way. Like, he did say that he's looking at some point increasing the graphics of the game. Now and ever after, my lady Saldia, my sword is yours to command. Brandon, he's still in there? So, I'll not hesitate again, no matter the cost, no matter the sacrifice. Wait, is he trapped in the memory still? You're wrong, Brandon. That's not what she would want. Let go of your anger. Let go of her. But that would make me lesser in your eyes, wouldn't it? To shoulder a burden that need not be mine. No, I will not forsake compassion and love. I will not dishonor your memory. Oh, my lady Soldier. Maybe I need to be more dramatic in my reading. He's gone! Oh no, he's gone, why? Yeah, maybe a bit too dramatic. And with that, the three treasures of the royal family are reunited. Now we've just got to find a place to stick them so no scavenger ever stumbles upon them again. Let's give them to Titania or something. At least we can do for the princess and her knight, am I right? Maybe so all will have some ideas. Let's head back to Pala Eni. Okay, thankfully we can teleport straight there. So let's go. So teleporting now. And then I guess we'll see how this ends. So it's the tank role quest. It's a good storyline. I like it. I guess we'll see what the others are like. I'm thinking for my future plans that I'm going to level up all my tank classes first, then do the other ones. But I guess we'll see. Anyway, here's Soul. So, is it done? Brandon has been laid to rest? You saw us when we arrived. Do you really have to ask? I mean, to be fair, I did all the work. No, I suppose not. Oh, my dear friend, I pray you have found peace. And what of you, the grandson? Has the turmoil in your heart subsided at last? I suppose so. Though, to be honest, it felt like I made my peace with him before we even fought. Because you finally saw him for what he was and accepted the truth into your heart. The battle was but an afterthought. Huh, easy for you to say. You didn't have to cross blades with the bloke. By the way, I've brought you some gifts. The 3 royal relics of Voba. Then Brandon was safeguarding both the bracelet and the choker. And now it's your turn to look after the whole lot. That's what Lady Saldia and her knight would have wanted, I reckon. Yes, of course. That their souls may sleep soundly forevermore, we shall enshrine these relics for all eternity. Now that's settled. I suppose we should be on our way. There's a detour I'll have to take, but afterwards I'd like to speak with you back at the usual spot in the Crystarium. So be well, Soul. So I think that has one... Sorry, I think that one has a bright future ahead of him. Few can find the strength to overcome such terrible tragedy, but he did. As have you, on no few occasions, I am sure. It has been a pleasure, Mithrie. Do visit me should you ever yearn to hear of an old fool prattle on and on. Sure, I'll be here next millennium? No, that might be too soon. Okay. Alright, I need to get to the Crystarium, so once I get there, we will continue. Okay, so we've made it back to the Crystarium, and let's talk to him and finish off the quest. So, well met, Sinner. Glad to see you made it back safe and sound. Having returned to where it all began, I can't help but think back to when I first came here, thinking only of Dakosin and my revenge. I was so wrapped up in my own personal affairs that I didn't realise I was only pushing others away. Gilnard was the only one who saw through the facade. He's a perceptive one, eh? Took one look at me when I got back and broke into a smile. But enough about him. I have yet to thank you properly, Mithrie. I owe you so much for sticking with me to the end. So what's next for you, Sinner? Good question. Can't say I feel at home here or in Rye or anywhere else, so I might spend some time on the road. I may not be as skilled a fighter as you, but I reckon I'm better than most. And there's always someone in need of a reliable sword hand. Melinda, would you want me to use my talents for a noble purpose and helping folks in need... Sorry, he would want me to use my talents for a noble purpose. Helping folks in need fits the bill. I was just trying to think of a sarcastic joke, but I failed. So, hells, isn't that what Brandon and his comrades wound up doing in the end? So, let's not call it a goodbye. Let's just say, until the next hunt. Wherever you go, may you find shade, Sinner. My name is Mithrie, you moron. Bye, have a good one. Be safe, love you, kisses. Hey, what's he looking at now? Looking at the long road ahead is what he's looking at. Ooh. So we get some... Oh, nice. We get some Materia 7s out of this. Cool. That's complete. And that's it. So that's the tank quest done. Speaker for the Righteous. Let's see if that comes with a title. No, it doesn't. But whatever. So you get this achievement for finishing off the tank roll quest. So yeah. So anyway, guys, that's it for this episode. If you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. You can watch a random video over there. You can watch the latest upload down there. Or you can click down here to subscribe. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.